Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about immunoglobulin types. Depending on the variations present in amino acid sequences, both in light chains and heavy chains, these are classified. Here we are going to see about the types of immunoglobulins. In this, immunoglobulins can also be classified based on the variable or differences in the amino acid sequence in constant region of the light chain. These differences detected by the serological means. Those are kappa light chains, lambda light chains, immunoglobulin subtypes. Immunoglobulin subtypes, light chains can also be divided into subtypes based on differences in the amino acid sequence in the constant region of light chains. Those are lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, lambda 4. Nomenclature. Immunoglobulins are named based on the class or subclass of heavy chains and the type or subtype of light chains. Here, one thing should be keep in mind, that is, immunoglobulins are classified the variability present in amino acid sequence both in heavy chain and light chains constant region. Because of that only variability, amino acid variability, these immunoglobulins are named class, subclass, heavy chain type, light chain type, and like this. Based on the class, subtype, subclass only, these immunoglobulins are named. Immunoglobulin G means that all subclasses and types are present. Heterogeneity. Immunoglobulins considered as a population of molecules are normally very heterogeneous because they are composed of different classes, subclasses, each of which has different types of and subtypes of light chains. In addition, different immunoglobulin molecules can have different antigen binding properties because of different VH and different VL regions. Variability in heavy chain region, variability in light chain region. Structure and some properties of IgG classes and subclasses. Coming to the classification, first one is immunoglobulin G. In immunoglobulin G consists of, this is a 7S immunoglobulin. The subclasses differ in the number of disulfide bonds and the length of the hinge region. Two-dimensional model of immunoglobulin G molecule. The H and heavy and light chains at the top deconstruct the antibody at a nucleotide level. The chains at the bottom deconstruct the protein sequence. Upper portion will be deconstructing the antibody and the lower portion will be deconstruct the protein sequence. Here, this is the upper portion, this is the lower portion. Properties. Immunoglobulin G is the most versatile immunoglobulin because it is capable of carrying out all of the functions of immunoglobulin molecules. In serum, up to 75% is immunoglobulin G. Immunoglobulin G is the major immunoglobulin in extravascular spaces, and it can pass across the placenta mediated by receptor cells present on the placenta, cells of Fc region of immunoglobulin G. Not all subclasses cross equally well. Immunoglobulin, again in this immunoglobulin G1, G2, G3, G4 are there. In this, immunoglobulin G2 does not cross well. Fixes complement. Not all subclasses fix equally well. Immunoglobulin G4 does not fix complement. Binding to cells. Immunoglobulin G can bind to macrophages, monocytes, PMNS, some lymphocytes, Fc receptors for Fc region of immunoglobulin G. Not all subclasses bind equally well. In immunoglobulin G2, G4 do not bind to Fc receptors. A consequence of binding Fc receptors on PMNS, monocytes, macrophages is the cell can now internalize the antigen better. Antibody has prepared the antigen for eating by the phagocytic cells. The term opsonin is used to describe the substance that enhance the phagocytosis. Immunoglobulin G is a good opsonin. Binding of immunoglobulin G to Fc receptors on other types of cells results in the activation of other functions like neutralization and antigen binding and agglutination. Here in this picture we can easily see Y shape are the antibodies and these are the pathogens. First will be opsonization. Opsonization, antibodies are attacking. Then this is third figure will be, in third figure we can observe phagocyte. This is phagocytosis occurs as the pathogen ingestion. First opsonization, then neutralization. Then in that process only it will be showing the sites for ingestion of the particular pathogen into phagocyte. Next, immunoglobulin M. Immunoglobulin M is normally exists as a pentamer. This is 19S immunoglobulin, but it can also exist as a monomer in the pentameric form of all heavy chains are identical and all light chains are identical. Thus the valence is theoretically 10 because of pentameric structure it will be having 10, it can bind up to 10 antigens binding sites. Immunoglobulin M has an extra domain on the Mu chain, methyl, and it has another protein covalently bound via disulfide bond called J chain. This chain functions as a polymerization of the molecule into a pentamer. This is 1 Each, because of pentameric structure, it can bind to 10. One can having two epitopes, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. First 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, immunoglobulin M is capable of binding up to 10 epitope. IgM is the most important serum immunoglobulin. IgM is the first immunoglobulin to be made by the fetus and the first immunoglobulin to be made by the virgin B cells when it is stimulated by antigen. So it plays a major role in humoral immunity. Due to presence of pentameric structure, IgM is a good complement fixing immunoglobulin. Thus, immunoglobulin M antibodies are very efficient in leading to lysis of microorganisms as a consequence of its structure. Immunoglobulin M is also a good agglutinating immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin M antibodies are very good in clumping the microorganisms for eventual elimination from the body. Immunoglobulin M binds to some cells via Fc receptors. B cells surface immunoglobulin. Surface immunoglobulin exists a monomer and lacks J chain, but it has an extra 20 amino acids at the C terminus of anchor into the membrane. Cell surface immunoglobulin M functions as a receptor for antigen on the B cells. Surface immunoglobulin M is non-covalently associated with two additional proteins in the membrane of B cell called immunoglobulin alpha and immunoglobulin beta. These additional proteins act as signal transducing molecules since the cytoplasmic tail of the immunoglobulin molecule itself is too short to transduce a signal. Contact between the immunoglobulin antigen is required before a signal can be transduced by the immunoglobulin alpha and immunoglobulin beta chains. In the case of T-independent antigens, contact between the antigen and the surface immunoglobulins is sufficient to activate B cells to differentiate into antibody screening plasma cells. However, for T-dependent antigens, a second signal provided by the helper T cells is required before B cells are activated. Immunoglobulin A. Immunoglobulin A is a monomer, but immunoglobulin A found in secretions is dimeric form. When immunoglobulin exists as a dimer, J chain is associated with it. When IgA, immunoglobulin A is found in secretions, it also has another protein associated with it called secretory peas or TPs. Immunoglobulin A is sometimes referred to 11S immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin G is 7S, whereas immunoglobulin M is 19S. Here, immunoglobulin A is referred as 11S immunoglobulin. Unlike the remainder of the immunoglobulin A is made of in the plasma cell, the secretory piece is made in epithelial cells and is added to immunoglobulin A, it passes into secretions. The secretory piece helps in immunoglobulin to be transported across mucosa and also protects from the degradation in the secretions. Here, schematic immunoglobulin A dimer showing blue color heavy chains. These are light chains. This is secretory component magenta color secretory component is yellow. J chain is magenta. This is May. Whenever J chain is present, immunoglobulin show dimeric form. It has to keep in mind. Or else it is a monomer. Whenever J, this part, magenta color part is present, then it will work as it will be a dimeric form. Here we can easily see blue color are heavy chains, reddish color and pink light red color are the light chains, yellow is secretory component and the magenta color is the J chain. Here also we can observe magenta color J component, yellow color secretory. IgA is the second most common serum in immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulin A is the major class of immunoglobulin in secretions, tears, saliva, colostrum, mucus. Since it is found in secretions, secretory immunoglobulin A is important in local immunity. Normally, immunoglobulin does not fix complement unless aggregated. Immunoglobulin A can binding to some cells, PMNS and lymphocytes. Immunoglobulin D. Immunoglobulin D structure exists as a monomer. Properties. Immunoglobulin D is found in low levels in serum. Its role is uncertain. Immunoglobulin D is primarily found on B cell surfaces where it functions as a receptor for antigen. Immunoglobulin D on the surface of B cells has extra amino acids at the C-terminal end of the anchoring to the membrane. It also associates with immunoglobulin alpha and immunoglobulin beta chains. Immunoglobulin does not bind complement. Immunoglobulin E. The structure of immunoglobulin E present, it is exists as a monomer and has an extra domain in the constant region. Immunoglobulin is the least common serum immunoglobulin since it binds very tightly to Fc receptors on the basophils and mast cells even before interacting with the antigen. It is involved in allergic reactions as a consequence of its binding to basophils and mast cells. Immunoglobulin E is involved in allergic reactions. Binding of the allergen to the immunoglobulin E on the cells results in various pharmacological mediators that results in allergic symptoms. Immunoglobulin E also plays a vital role in parasitic helminth diseases. Since serum immunoglobulin levels rise in parasitic diseases, measuring of IgE levels is helpful in diagnosing the parasitic infections. Eosinophils have Fc receptors for immunoglobulin E and the binding of eosinophils to immunoglobulin E coated helminths results in killing the parasite. IgE does not fix any complement like immunoglobulin D. Here in this tabular form we can see the percentage of the and complement fixation, opsonization, cross placenta, other functions, FC, etc. Immunoglobulin G. 75% of the serum consists of immunoglobulin G. It is a monomer. Complement, it can fix complement fixation, opsonizing, it can opsonize. It only the immunoglobulin pass through or cross the placenta. For all immunoglobulin functions, for all immunoglobulin G subclasses, FCR. And coming to immunoglobulin G1, this is 67% of immunoglobulin G. is also a monomer. Complement fixation, it can fix the complement, opsonizing, crossing the placenta, secondary responses, 1, 2, 3, F. And immunoglobulin 2 also, it is 22% of immunoglobulin G. It is also a monomer. It can also fix complement, opsonizing, cross placenta, neutralizes the toxins, and it can bind to FCR2, Ig immunoglobulin G3, 7% of immunoglobulin G, monomer. Yes, it can also fix complement, it can also opsonize, cross the placenta, virus, kills the virus, bind to 1, 2, 3 regions of FCR, IgG4, only 4% of immunoglobulin G, monomer, it can't fix the complement, it can't opsonize this, but it can cross the placenta, it can't do other functions like Ig1, immunoglobulin G1, G2 and G3 likewise. Coming to IgM. IgM can bind, it is 10% in the serum. It's a pentamer, it can fix complement very efficiently because of pentameric structure, opsonization, it can't cross the placenta, it can elicit primary response. Then next IgA, it is present in serum 15%, it can exist as monomer, and in secretory phase it will be showing dimeric. It can't fix the complement, it can't opsonize, and it can't cross the placenta, it can't, but it can show mucosal response, FC alpha R and CD89, IgA1, monomer, dimer, no complement fixing, opsonizing, crossing placenta, other functions. IgA2, it is also monomer and dimer, no functions. Then IgD, it is present only very less percent, and its function is very uncertain. It is also a monomer, helps in homeostasis, FC and delta R. IgE, it is present in serum 0.01. It is also a monomer. It can other function it will do. It will show allergic reactions. Several immunoglobulin endomains make up by the, as we all know, two terminus will be there. N terminus, that is amino terminus, and the second is carboxylic terminus. So those are namely N terminus and C terminus. Here we can see two heavy chains, blue color, and the two light chains, green and yellow. Green and yellow are light chains. Okay, this is pentameric form of the IgM, IgA, where how it is, as we all know, antibodies are glycoproteins, where glycosylation takes place, the, and they indicated by amino acid locations, etc. Here, various domains, we can see the various domains in this figure. Here VH, DH, JH and CH, C terminus this is, sorry. Here we can see light chain to heavy chain. Complementary domain regions present in Complementary domain regions H3, then L2, light blue color are the light chains, red color is heavy chain. Okay. While the combinational joining of individual VDJ gene segments maximize the germline encoded diversity, first DH gene segments can rearrange by either inversion, deletion. Each DH can be sliced and translated in each three potential readings frames. This gives each DH gene segment the potential to encode six different peptide fragments. Second, rearrangement process proceeds through a step that creates a hairpin litigation between the